Hi, welcome to Esoteric Discourse. So, still continuing on this series, Signs and Omens. This series is inexhaustible, but I'll try as much as possible to do justice to whatever I've been taught by my spirit guides and ancestors. So, on today's Signs and Omens, I'll be talking about spiders and flies. So, in many ancient cultures, like the Feng Shui in China and the ancient Japanese people, they believe spiders are very wise creatures. So they are treated accordingly. They are honored more like royalty in the insect kingdom. So seeing that they believe so much in the spiders, so they believe that if the spider comes into your house, it is a sign that you should seek higher knowledge, higher wisdom. That is, if you keep seeing them continuously in your house. But here in Africa, the belief is different, which of course we can also buy their own belief. So it is also believed that the beauty of the spider's web, the intricate patterns, and the tensile stress, and the organization of the web looks very creative and spiral in nature, which is believed to be the microcosm or the small universe, like a design of the small universe, a microcosm now. So because of this belief, they tend to see spiders as a sign or an omen for creativity, which means if you keep stumbling upon spiders in your house, it is telling you to seek the inner creative force inside of you. And also, it also implies that you should as well focus on your trade or your art and be patient that it will pay off, especially if you walk into a spider spinning its web in the morning or at night. But just the fact that you walk into it spinning its web, the web is not supposed to touch you. Just the fact that you walk into it, you see it spinning its web, it simply is trying to tell you that you should be patient with your craft, your art, and focus on it, that it will surely pay off for you. So, but if you walk into invisible spider webs, this is not a good omen. This is not a good sign. This foretells or portends stagnation, bad luck. Most of the time, when people walk into um, invisible spider webs, you see in 2, 3, 4 days time, connections start to break. People that are supposed to give them jobs start disconnecting, start having bad luck. There's also another reason why you can walk into invisible webs. It is not all bad luck as I think, or as we are meant to believe in the African society. If you are very spiritual and you have been doing a lot of praying and fasting, that is if you're a Christian. If you're not a Christian and you've been doing a lot of ritualistic work, highly spiritual work, you're bound to walk into invisible webs. What this means is that the line between you and the veil that covers the realm of the spirit is very thin. You're exposed to spirits all the time. And so when you pass them, it feels as if something covers you. You don't just feel this web on your face alone, you feel it on your hand, on your body. It feels as if somebody passes, but it is too tiny. The feeling is as though it's a spider's web. That is what that is another omen for walking into spider webs. But if you are walking into invisible webs and you know you're not very spiritual, you've not been doing any ritualistic work, you have to find a way to sort yourself out. If you're a Christian, engage in praying, fasting, meditation. If you're not a Christian, do your necessary cleansing bath, go to the streams, the rivers, and do all you know how to do. Subsequent teachings, I'll teach how to do some certain rituals and prayers as well, because I was once a Christian. So now let's talk about flies. Flies are spies. That is the basic. That is the one everybody believes. So if your house is very clean and tidy, and you keep on seeing flies in your house, it means somebody is watching you, or some people are watching you, because more than one person can be watching you at a time. People are watching you. People are trying to see how you're performing, what your life is like. They want to see how they can stop your progress. That's basically why you see flies in your house when your house is clean. So flies do not have very much omens attached to them, aside from the fact that they are spies, because their eyes, they are used mostly as spies because their compound eyes are looking like telescopic lens that can easily be used to view wide range and wide angles. So, but there's a different case whereby you see a lot of flies, like a colony of flies, either at the entrance, mostly at the entrance of your house. That is where you see them, because that colony of flies do not usually come into the house. You see them at the entrance of your house. Once you see this kind of thing in your house, you might want to contact me or a very powerful spiritualist. You understand? Because what this means is death is on the way. But it is not just death. This thing you saw is Beelzebub, the prince of demons, or the king of demons, whichever way they call him. Beelzebub has been sent to your doorstep to take your life. It will take time. It will take 2 to 3 months. But what they do is, once they send this thing to you, it starts to attack your finances. First of all, they attack your finances. You start going broke, bankrupt. Things start falling apart. Everything, your business starts going apart. Whatever money you had, probably your money gets stolen. Your computer, things you have in your house start getting bad. This is the first step of you being destroyed when you see this colony of flies. Let me tell you a story of my personal experience with this fly thing. There was a time in the mid-June, mid-March this year. I came back from church. I was still in church. I came back from church and I saw this colony of flies in my house. Once I saw them, the first thing that came to my mind is, who wants to kill me? So I made inquiries. I summoned a couple of demons. I asked them questions. They told me, I did not ask for whom because I did not care. But of course, when I slept, they still showed me whom the person was. Apparently, the person was trying to put something in my maternal home, and they saw me in the vision that I was seeing them. And so he decided to kill me instead, because I've seen them and I could give them out. So after this thing happened, 1 month later, I started losing all my finances. I knew what I could do, but I was patiently waiting, hoping that this man would repent, but he did not. So I traveled to my maternal home where they buried the stuff. I took my stuff, I took my stuff. I went there. I was supposed to stay there for like 7 days, but I went there on the Wednesday. So I did my thing, went to the rivers, conjured, went to the streams, went to the town square, the entrance of the community, the farms, the forest, the burial grounds, and then I came back. By the 3rd day, I decided to do my thing. I decided to possess the demon that was sent to kill me. So I possessed the demon and I used the demon to kill the man. I don't want to know how he died. He peed in his pants, vomited his stool, poop was passing through his nose, his mouth, everywhere in his house was dirty. He woke up, he couldn't stand up, according to what his neighbors said. So when he tried to stand up, somebody forced his door open, but it was too late. He died. He died and left 3 children behind with no wife. See, that is what people get for being evil. So I just had to make the whole story very brief, because time is not on our side. But so that is that. So whenever you see these things, you should know what they mean. That is the reason why I'm teaching this. That is why I've been sent here. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.